Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast Special Edition Series, where I preview and predict every men's college basketball conference tournament. This will be the 22nd of 32 shows, as this show will cover the Big East, which is a fun conference to cover. The tournament's going to be held at MSG, as it is each and every year. We've done NEC, MVC, WCC, Sunbelt, SoCon, ASUN, Horizon, Patriot, Big South, OVC, CAA Summit, America East, ACC, CAA Summit, Big West, Conference USA, Metro Atlantic, WAC, Southland, Atlantic 10, and the Big 12. And now it is time to do the Big East, which is always a fun one to cover each and every year, as it's held in the world's most famous arena. As we know, it's Madison Square Garden. All right, so the seeding for the Big East tournament this year, your one seed is the Providence Friars, who went 24-4 on the season, 14-3 in conference play. They're 11th in the country. Your 2 seed is number 8 Villanova, 23-7 on the year, 16-4 in conference play. Your 3 seed is number 20 ranked UConn, the Huskies, 22-8 on the year, 13-6 in conference play. Your 4 seed is the Creighton Blue Jays, 20-10 on the year, 12-7 in conference play. Your 5 seed is the Marquette Golden Eagles, 19-11 on the year, 11-8 in conference play. Your 6th seed is the Seton Hall Pirates, 29 on the year, 11-8 in conference play. Your 7th seed is the St. John's Red Storm, 16-14 on the year, 8-11 in conference play. Your 8th seed is Xavier, 18-12 on the year, 8-11 in conference play. Your 9th seed is Butler, disappointing 13-18 on the year, 6-14 in conference play. Your 10th seed is DePaul, surprising 15-15 on the year and 6-14 in conference play. And your 11th seed is the Georgetown Hoyas, 6-24 on the year, very disappointing, and 0-19 in conference play, which is the more stunning and staggering part about Georgetown this year. Alrighty, to the nitty-gritty we go. The first round begins Wednesday, March 9th from the Garden at 4:30 on Fox Sports 1. 19 Butler, 8 seed Xavier. Butler, like I said, a very disappointing year. 2 guys averaging double figures per game in Chuck Harris at 10.7 points and Bo Hodges at 10.4. And Xavier, disappointing conference play. 4 guys averaging double figures per game. Jack Noonge at 13.1 a game. Paul Scruggs at 11.9 per game. Colby Jones at 11 a game, and Nate Johnson at 10.4 a game. My projection here is Xavier by 6 3/8, total of 135 and 95 hundredths. So, therefore, I have Xavier moving on to the next round, and they're deeper than Butler this year as well. Second of 3 first-round games, 10 seed DePaul, 7 seed St. John's. DePaul, like I said, very surprising year this year, led by Javon Freeman Liberty, who's been amazing for them this year as a senior. New 1.9 points per game and 7.3 boards per game. And 2 other guys averaging double figures per game. David Jones at 14.6 a game and Brandon Johnson at 10.5 points per game. St. John's has one of the better guards in the country, underrated guards in the country, and in the conference, obviously. And Julian Champagny at 18.9 a game, 6.6 rebounds per game. He's their do-it-all guy. And they also have Posh Alexander at 14.1 a game and Aaron Wheeler at 10.2 points per game. My projection, because it's at the Garden, St. John's gets a little bit of a bump. I have them projected as an 8.25 favorite, total 149.5. So therefore, I have St. John's advancing to the quarterfinals. And the last of 3 first-round games, 11 seed Georgetown and 6 seed Seton Hall. Georgetown just very disappointing this year. 4 guys averaging double figures a game. Aminu Muhammad at 13.8. Donald Carey at 13.6. Dante Harris at 12.3. And Caden Rice at 11.2. And Seton Hall, the Pirates, they have 2 guys averaging double figures per game. Jared Roden at 16.2 a game. And I believe Aiken on Seton Hall used to be with Davidson. Or no, Bryce Aiken. I was thinking of somebody else. I was thinking of Brady Aiken, wherever he... I feel like that was a name in college basketball. And Bryce Aiken's averaging 14.5 points per game. Oh, Brady Aiken was a baseball player. Oh, my God. I knew that name sounded familiar. Oops. All right, so my projection here is Seton Hall by 14 and 5/8, total of 144 and 7/20. So, therefore, I have Seton Hall advancing. And now the quarterfinals. Thursday, March 10th. 8 seed Xavier, 1 seed Providence. Providence is just incredible this year. Very balanced team. Led by Nate Watson. 13.7 points per game. 5.5 boards per game. Al Durham's really good at 13.3 a game. They have Jared Bynum at 12.9. And AJ Reeves at 10.4 points per game. So they're pretty loaded. My projection, though, is Providence by 1 and 7/8. That's because my preseason projections didn't go well for them, but their numbers got stronger as the year went on. So therefore, I have Providence in a close one against Xavier to go to the semifinals. Next up, you got 5 seed Marquette, 4 seed Creighton, second of 4 conference quarterfinal games. Marquette has 2 guys averaging double figures a game. Justin Lewis at 17.1 a game and Darryl Morcell at 13.3 a game. And then Creighton has 4 guys averaging double figures a game. They have Ryan Hawkins at 14.3 a game and 7.7 boards per game. Ryan Kalkbrenner at 12.7 points per game and 7.5 boards per game. Alex O'Connell at 11.5 points per game. And Ryan Nemhard 11.3 points per game. My projection here is Creighton by 2.25, total of 140 and 6,500. So therefore, I have Creighton advancing to the semifinals. Third of 4 quarterfinal games, 7 seed St. John's, 2 seed Villanova. Villanova is Villanova as they are. A little down, but still Villanova in my eyes. Colin Gillespie leads the way, 16.3 points per game. And then Justin Moore at 15.3. Jeremy Samuels at 10.3. And Caleb Daniels at 10.1. Very senior laden. My projections, Nova by 4 and 7/8. Would have been 7 and 7/8 if it was in any other building because St. John's gets the boost from being at the Garden. So Villanova, I have into the semifinals. In the last of 4 quarterfinal games, 6 seed Seton Hall and 3 seed UConn from the Garden. UConn's really good. 3 guys averaging double figures per game. RJ Cole at 15.8 points per game. Adama Sanogo at 15.3 a game. And Tyrese Martin at 13.4 points per game. My projection here is UConn by 2. So therefore, UConn, and it's home away from home, I have advancing to the semifinals. Friday, March 11th, Fox Sports 1. 4 seed Creighton, 1 seed Providence. Great game, obviously. Providence has a nice little foundation of players, as does Creighton. Although Creighton might have some of the better all-around players in this matchup. But I do have Providence projected as a 4.5-point favorite. So therefore, I have Providence advancing to the championship match. And then the second of two semifinal games Friday night from the Garden. 3-seed UConn, 2-seed Villanova. Great, sexy matchup. Fox is going to wish they had this game. UConn's got Cole, Sanogo, and Martin. But Nova is the best player on the court. That's been in a ton of big games. And Colin Gillespie and Justin Moore's been in a lot of big games too. As he is a junior. So he's been in some big games too. I project Villanova by 1 3/4. So therefore I have Villanova to the championship. As on Saturday, 6:30 on Fox, I have them facing the Providence Friars. Should be a great game. Third time these two teams are going to face each other, obviously, as is for pretty much every matchup here. But this one's important because of the seeding ramifications. And I think that the winner of this game will have a 2 seed because I don't think either of these teams are good enough to be 1 seeds. And I think that they have been passed by some of the contenders in the Big 12 and Gonzaga and Duke, etc. And even like the Auburn-Kentucky combo and Arizona, who are in play for 1 seeds here. So I do like Providence, and I do like Nate Watson and his ability to man the middle pretty good. But Gillespie is a big game player. So is Justin Moore. So is the rest of Villanova's guys. I project him as a 3-point favorite at the Garden. So therefore, I have winning the 2022 Big East tournament, the Villanova Wildcats. Alrighty. I'm interested to see if... Oh, there are odds up. But the problem is that we don't know... We're not going to have Seton Hall's odds up because Seton Hall's obviously in New Jersey. So, I want to see if... they have the conference tournament odds to potentially win the Big East Conference tournament. And I know I have them in front of me here. And I'm sure Villanova's the favorite. All right, I'm just going to keep looking up the odds to see if Seton Hall is up there. So, Big East. Villanova's plus 165. UConn's plus 350. Providence 5-1. Marquette 7-1. Creighton 14-1. Xavier 19-1. St. John's 27-1. Butler 35-1. DePaul 65-1. And Georgetown a ridiculous 410-1. But I want to see if, 18-1 is Seton Hall, but I wasn't going there anyway. I was just looking for their odds in particular because, obviously we don't have them here in New Jersey. But because the tournament's at the Garden and who plays there, the St. John's Red Storm. So they're going to be my long shot pick at, I believe it's 35-1, 27-1. Okay, Butler is 35-1. I was close in that realm. But yeah, St. John's is going to be my sleeper pick. I like Julian Champagny, and being in Madison Square Garden, I think will certainly help their cause rather than hurt their cause. But my actual pick to win the tournament would be Villanova plus 165. And my long shot potential pick would be St. John's. All right, so there you have it for the Big East tournament. Next up will be the Big Sky tournament.